The Green Giant's Curse. In a quiet Javanese village surrounded by dense forests and whispering bamboo groves, a tale of terror and wisdom unraveled, one that would be passed down for generations. It began with a young man named Arman, who lived with his elderly grandmother, Sari. Though kind-hearted, Arman's heart often wavered with greed, blinded by the allure of wealth and power. The villagers frequently shared stories of Buto Ijo, the Green Giant, a terrifying creature said to guard an ancient treasure deep within the forbidden forest. Some claimed Buto Ijo could grant wishes, but always at a grave cost. Despite the warnings, tales of shimmering gold and sparkling jewels stirred Arman's restless ambition. One fateful evening, as the golden hues of sunset melted into twilight, Arman overheard a group of elders recounting how a wandering peddler once ventured into the forest and returned with unimaginable riches. Temptation gnawed at him.
If I can outwit the Buto Ijo, I'll make my grandmother's life comfortable and become the richest man in the village,
he thought. Ignoring Sari's warnings, Arman decided to seek out the mythical treasure. Armed with a small Kara's traditional dagger and a heart brimming with greed, he set out into the forest the following night. The air grew colder, and the trees seemed to close in on him. Cricket's songs turned into an eerie silence. As Arman pressed on, he came across a clearing bathed in moonlight, and there, amidst the towering trees, stood Buto Ijo. The creature's massive frame was covered in mossy green skin, with eyes glowing like embers. His voice rumbled like thunder.
What brings you to my domain, mortal?
Summoning his courage, Arman said,
I seek wealth, Buto Ijo. Grant me your treasure, and I shall repay you however you wish.
The giant chuckled, a deep, chilling sound that shook the ground.
Very well, but remember, no wealth comes without sacrifice. Will you accept the terms?
Blinded by greed, Arman nodded eagerly. Buto Ijo handed him a small earthen jar.
Take this home, open it under the light of the full moon, but heed this warning. Do not share your fortune or speak of me to anyone. Your silence will ensure your prosperity.
Arman returned home with the jar, his heart pounding with anticipation. That night, under the glowing full moon, he opened it. To his amazement, the jar was filled with gold coins, glittering brighter than anything he'd ever seen. Overwhelmed with joy, he hid the jar and began to spend lavishly, transforming his modest home into a grand villa. Yet, he adhered strictly to Buto Ijo's warning, sharing neither his wealth nor his secret. The villagers grew suspicious of Arman's sudden prosperity. Whispers spread like wildfire. Sari, unaware of the dark deal her grandson had made, grew increasingly concerned.
Arman, my child, where did all this wealth come from?
She asked one evening.
Surely nothing good comes without honest work.
Frustrated and cornered by her persistent questions, Arman finally revealed the truth.
It was Buto Ijo. He gave me the gold. But don't worry, I have everything under control.
The moment the words left his lips, the air in the room turned icy. The lights flickered, and a low growl echoed through the villa. Before their eyes, the gold coins turned to ashes, and a menacing voice filled the room.
You have broken our pact, mortal. Now you shall face the consequences.
The ground trembled as Buto Ijo emerged, his fiery eyes locked onto Arman.
Greed blinds you, and betrayal seals your fate.
The giant thundered. With a swipe of his massive hand, he reduced the grand villa to rubble, sparing only Mbaksari, who stood trembling amidst the chaos. Arman pleaded for mercy, tears streaming down his face.
Please forgive me. I'll give up the gold. I'll do anything.
Buto Ijo's expression softened, but his voice remained stern. Let this be a lesson. Wealth gained without integrity is a curse, not a blessing.
From this day forth, you will wander the forests, aiding those who have lost their way, until you understand the value of true riches.
With a wave of his hand, the giant transformed Arman into a guardian spirit of the forest. His form was no longer human, but a shadowy figure that guided lost travelers back to safety. Arman's cries of regret echoed through the woods as he disappeared into the night. Mbaksari, left with nothing but her humble hut, mourned her grandson's fate. Yet, she found solace in helping others who struggled, teaching them the importance of honesty and hard work. The villagers, inspired by her resilience, began to rebuild the community, cherishing values of kindness and cooperation over material wealth. To this day, it is said that if you find yourself lost in the forests of Java, a shadowy figure might guide you back to safety. Those who return speak of whispered words carried on the wind.
True wealth lies not in gold, but in the goodness of your heart.